I can admit it's kind of difficult to be friends with me. I can admit that. I can admit that. And I can admit that I probably won't have that many art friends by the end of this. So I can get that because the thing is this, whether I like you or not, I'm going to be honest as possible. Let's not just say like I'm just the most honest person, but as honest as I possibly could be. Can be. Um, if I like you and you say something that's wrong or that contradicts what you were telling me, I'm going to call you out on it. It doesn't mean I don't like you. It's just, what do you mean by that? Like, it's like I'm not gonna just let you skate past things just because I like you, and vice versa. Even if I don't like you, if you say something that's right, I'm going to sit there and be like, okay, well, that part was right. My Sean James video was right video. That's right on the channel. It was I agreed with him on some of his points. And like let's look at my latest thing where this Neil Allen. Neil Allen, I like watching his videos. But I disagreed with him. And I don't think he hates me for it, but it's like this is probably like one of the reasons why I don't have that many friends that are art friends because he said in his video when he was talking about Sean James making the 5 hour long um live against him, which was wild. And Sean James, like I said, if it was don't turn away from a car crash, if that was personified, that's the guy. But
The world collapsed, and the last survivors of humanity retreated beneath the massive dome surrounding the city of Azure, protected by artificial gods known as the Gold Eye. For 2 years now, the people of Azure believed the outside world was uninhabitable, until a stranger arrives, claiming humanity can finally leave the dome behind. Inlock is a dark sci-fi fantasy manga about broken gods, political control, and challenging what it means to survive. Check out Volume 1 through 4 on www.freyofficial.com.
so he was talking about, Sean James made this video. So what I said was at 10:35, you state that, and what he was basically saying is he made a whole bunch of videos on him, and he said the reason why he stopped at the moment is because he knew that Sean was going downhill and something was going to happen to him. He was going to crash or something like that. So what happened was, a little bit later, Sean had a heart attack. So he was like, it was, I was, he was sitting there saying, like, I stopped. So I don't have that karma on me. I don't have that mojo against me because I stopped talking about him. Um, so I put, you state that. So what fueled you to pick up the mantle again before this video? Because this video is addressing that 5 hour rant, but Sean's 5 hour rant live was addressing videos that that Neil made against him, right? It wasn't just out of the blue. Like Neil started making a few videos against them again. So he was saying, since Neil was saying that, he stopped because he knew that his physical and mental health was deteriorating and he didn't want to be a part of that karma. I said, um, you state that, so what fueled you to pick up the mantle again before this video? His physical and mental health hasn't improved. And why at him in your videos, which would lead him to get notified about your videos. I don't think you're being genuine when it comes to being mindful of his health. I've talked about people on my channel. I don't need to at them to get them to notice if I'm not trying to get their attention. In the past, you made about 8 or 9 videos about him in a row. Just because you took a hiatus before he had a heart attack doesn't mean you don't contribute. Means you, yeah. doesn't mean you didn't contribute. And now you're picking back up on it. I'm not his fan at all. I dislike 99% of what he says, but I'm not going to act like when I talk about him, I'm thinking about his health. I just don't feel the need to get his attention with it, knowing he is on the verge of collapse. So I get I get why people might not like me because like I said, I'm cool with Neil. I think I like I'm not like I don't really know him, but like I'm subscribed. I like his videos, but it's like I'm going to say, I think you're pulling my leg. You're kind of BSing me a little bit when you say stuff like I stopped because I knew he was on the verge of crashing and I didn't want to be a part of that health problem. And it's like, yeah, so why are you doing it now? Like it's like his health didn't improve. His mentality hasn't improved. In fact, I would say it's gotten way worse. So why are you all of a sudden picking it back up now? Like and of course he says personally Sean James' health is neither here nor there to me. And it's like, okay, so why did you say that as an excuse as to why you stopped making videos about him for a while? I just don't want people pointing a finger at me if he crashes out hard. Okay. So, and this is another reason. I'm not gonna let you just like I said, I'm not gonna let you just, try to weave your way around that. So I said, okay, I get it, but you don't think that won't happen now, especially since he's making videos directly targeting you now. What makes you comfortable doing it now compared to the past? And he says, over offering my thoughts on the assertion he publicly made about black comic books not selling, and then offering my thoughts on a 5-hour video he made about me when I was say where I say that I'm not continuing this back and forth beyond this video. No, I don't think that would reasonably no, I don't think they would reasonably do that. If I were to continue going back and forth with him and he crashed out, then perhaps, but I'm chimed in this video to say that I'm not going to do that. And I said, and this is another thing. Like I said, I get it. I get it. I get it why I probably lose friends because I'm just like, I'm not going to drop it. I'm not going to drop it. Just like, because here's the thing. It's like, okay, maybe I should drop it. I got it. I got it. Maybe I should drop it. But it's like, just admit. Like I want people to just to be honest with themselves. Like when you're going at Sean and you're adding him every time you make a comment about him, you're not you don't care about his health. So it's like you just my opinion, you Sean is the easy target. He is. He's an easy target to gain views off of. And that's what you were going for at first. And then maybe you had this epiphany that he's going to crash. So you were like, "All right, let me back up off of him." But I think it was more so you were trying to be like, "Well, I don't want my channel like I'm trying to do. I don't want my channel just a beef channel." Now, I could be speculating. I'm not trying to start beef with Neil or anything. But what I'm saying is, whatever reason you decided because there's not Sean is not the only one who talks about not being able to sell to blacks, but you intentionally went at Sean because there's been plenty of people. I've talked about it before that it's hard to sell to black people. like like what I'm saying is you intentionally went after Sean. So it's just like don't bullshit me, man. Don't bullshit.